Is this the most boring champ era in UFC history? And is the UFC gonna lose a couple of $1 million in their upcoming rights deal? In this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum. Walaikum salam.
So let's first get to the rights deal topic and then we go to the champions. Why am I saying that? The UFC is in negotiations right now actually for their next business partner, broadcasting partner that broadcasts their fights, right? Right now it's ESPN and they're obviously talking to several different companies, and obviously to determine the value that you will get paid, the amount that you will get paid for that new deal, they will look at the current landscape. Where are the pay-per-view stars? Where are the big names?
Where you at, George?
Who sells fights? What kind of interesting fights are coming up? How big is the brand right now and all of that?
It's so big.
And obviously when you have boring champs that don't really sell and put asses in seats, you will not get paid as much money as if Conor McGregor is your champ and Alex Pereira and you know what I mean, just all those big names, those big pay-per-view stars, and if you have them lined up, you will get more money.
Money changes everything.
So just about this topic that you know why I mentioned that. Now let's talk about the champs. Is it really the most boring champ ever? Let's go through it. In the flyweight division, you have Alexandre Pantoja, who I love. I've said since years before he was champ that he will be champ and he will be a long champ and dominating champ. But we have to be honest. As much as I love him, as much as I like to see him fight because I'm a guy who understands the ground game very well and I see what he does and how awesome he is, but we have to always see from the casual's eye, because the casuals are at the end of the day, the majority of the people that watch the event are casuals, nowadays at least. And Pantoja is not really interesting to watch from a casual's perspective most of the time, because he's a guy who will always look for a takedown and he loves to take his time as well on the ground to get to the next position, which is smart, but it's not that exciting, right? So at flyweight, you have a champ that is not really that exciting, that is not a big pay-per-view star. And then in featherweight, at the moment, you don't have any champion. Of course, that will change with Diego Lopez against Volkanovski. And of course, they are both names that can sell a lot of tickets and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Diego Lopez has a lot of potential and Volkanovski is already a very established star, so that's good. But it's not like, oh my God, you have, I don't know, I think Ilia Topuria was a much more pay-per-view selling champion, right? But that's a good division, that's a good division. Then, one up, we have, oh no, we missed Bantamweight, I'm sorry.
Where's his head at?
Bantamweight, I'm kind of not sure about this one because Merab, at the beginning, I thought, yeah, he will be a boring champion because no one likes to see people just go for takedowns over and over and lay on top of each other and stuff. But Merab kind of does it in an interesting, fun way. He talks shit to his opponents in the cage. He does a lot of gimmicks and mimics and stuff in the cage. He's a fun guy at the end of the day. Whether you like his humor or not, you will want to watch his fight because he sells it in a way. You know what I mean? So Merab is becoming a star now. He once was a guy that no one really liked, but now he becomes a star. So yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that one, but he's definitely not like a knockout machine, right? Which gets the casual's eyes. But the people that already like the UFC, they will always be very happy to watch Merab. At least that's my opinion. So Merab is like a okay champion for the UFC and could even be, if he continues like that, a good champion. Then lightweight. Lightweight, you have Islam. Islam is a fun guy to watch. He is a big star, so that's good. Then at welterweight, you have Belal Muhammad. I mean, I'm probably the only one that remembers his name. You know what I mean? Like, all love and respect, but no one tunes in to watch a Belal fight who's not a real MMA freak and a hardcore fan. You know what I mean? Like, who likes to watch Belal fight with this Canelo boxing? Like, honestly now. So that's a horrible thing for the UFC. The welterweight division is really at a bad spot right now, and yeah, Belal is definitely not helping, right? In the middleweight division, you have Dricus, who at the beginning I thought, oh my god, this will be horrible. But if you really think about it, Dricus, the more you see him fight, the more he seems to be liked by the fans. He's just a likable guy, and he actually fights fun. He looks like he can't fight, his technique is horrible, but he makes it work and he's exciting. He just throws overhands and rushes into you. He's not a guy who just, like Belal, who just takes you down and chills in the half guard for 3 hours and tickles you a little bit. Like, he's a guy that goes for the kill no matter what, and most of his fights are finishes. So I think Dricus has the potential to be a pay-per-view star. At the moment, he's kind of progressing, I believe, that the fans are starting to really like him and he starts to develop a personality that is sellable. He's still not a big star for the UFC at the moment, I believe, but he has the potential to really be a big star for the UFC. So he's like Merab for me, he's a 50-50 case. Then in the light heavyweight division, you have Magomed Ankalaev. I'm not sure what I think about him because he's definitely not a pay-per-view star. I mean, yeah, I know his belt trapping video got a lot of views, but that's more because of Pereira. Who really cares about him? He's a great fighter, he's an awesome fighter, and he's not even a crotch sniffer. But he's just a personality that no one really wants to watch him fight. Like, I don't know anybody that is an Ankalaev fan that is not from Chechnya, Dagestan, or Russia. You know what I mean? Like, do you know anyone who's like, I'm an Ankalaev fan, I'm gonna buy an Ankalaev t-shirt that is not from that region? I don't know any. I cannot imagine. You know what I mean? So he's definitely not a big pay-per-view star. Just imagine like Ankalaev would fight like Jan Blachowicz again for a title, or Alexander Rakic. Who will watch that fight?
Who cares? Who cares, man?
Which casual would be like, I have to watch Ankalaev against Blachowicz for the title? That sounds like an awesome fight. Even though it is a technically good fight to watch, no one would tune in from the casual side, which is what the UFC wants, that those people tune in. So that's not a good champ for the UFC. At heavyweight, you have Johnny Bones and Aspinall, both phenomenal guys, both guys that sell perfect, right? So if we sum it up, they have kind of a problem right now, but also they don't have a problem.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The UFC is so good at marketing those guys that they can make stars out of anyone. And you will always, you just need an emotion. You either need to hate them, Belal gets a lot of hate, so they will tune in. And Ankalaev, if he fights Pereira again, a lot of people will tune in because they want to see revenge for Pereira, right? As Pereira fans, casual fans are all Pereira fans.
Shama.
Shama.
So they don't have a big problem, but it's definitely probably the worst champ era in modern UFC history. As far as I remember, at least. Prove me wrong, write in the comments which era who was champion. I'm sure there is probably examples, but from what I can remember from the top of my head, it feels like it's the worst champ era right now. I feel like it's really dry. But at the same time, for a hardcore fan like me, it's always fun. I always look forward to title fights. Now, of course, the Belal fight, yeah, there could be more hype for it for sure, but I will always tune in, I will always watch, and I will always appreciate the high-level martial arts skills, right? So they do have a slight decline maybe in some pay-per-view sales, but long-term, they have so many stars coming up, and I don't think the UFC has a problem at all. This is my opinion on the whole topic. What is your opinion? Do you think those champs are awesome? Do you think Ankalaev is the best guy ever? I love to watch his interviews. Write it in the comments, you guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. I would appreciate that a lot. Check out my merch, Catch Kicks, Not Feelings. A lot of other cool designs in my shop, bloodshop.net. The link is in the bio, the first link. Click it, check it out. Worldwide free shipping with the code FREE. So check it out, you guys. Stay bloody, and until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.